This is the final installment. This is it. This is the last part. We talked about birthing.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about
Visions.
and cultivating.
And now.
And now it's the dream.
Yeah.
So tell us about this dream. What is it that God put in your heart in reference to them and their dreams, but you and your dream to do this in the first place?
So the first thing is knowing that dreams come from God. Right, and I'm not talking about nightmares. I'm not talking about other things that go bump in the night. I'm talking about the divine dreams that come from the Lord. He's the giver of dreams. He's also the interpreter of those dreams by way of His Spirit. So many of us are holding dreams within ourselves. I am a dreamer. I've been dreaming since a little girl. But the dreams that I've been dreaming are things that God has given me that are relevant to my destiny and my purpose.
Ooh, say that again.
Yeah.
Relevant to your destiny.
The dreams that God has given me are relevant to my destiny. That means that even for like Dwayne being in my space, even in this season and in this time, of me being in your space in this season, this time, is relevant. All right. God knew what needed to be orchestrated so that we could get to the place where we can begin to birth out these dreams that He has given us. Some of us from childhood. So, we have these stories within us. We have these things that we have to get out. Mm-hmm. And they have been concealed in a dream.
Ooh,
and God is
concealed.
Yeah. And that has a lot to do with cultivating.
Yes.
Because as you'll know, the Lord's been keeping us all this long, but He's also been helping us to cultivate what was in us. He was safeguarding it, keeping it safe for the appointed time, so that now we can begin to birth it out and share it. So the dreams that you've had in yourself from a child, a young adult, or even right now as a grown adult, these are the dreams that we want to begin to bring forward and birth. These are the things that we have to get out. The dream that I'm walking out of, God, and there are many of them. This particular one, it runs back to my childhood. I was etching and sketching, and I was drawing and stenciling and penciling and doing all kinds of stuff, crayoning, and just doing whatever I could to just preserve what God showed me as a child. So even as a teenager and a young adult, and I get to adulthood, and all those things are still in the forefront of my mind. I never lost them. You've never lost the dream that God has given you. You could not have lost it. That's why you're where you are today. You're ready, in fact, now to begin to make sense out of what God has given us. And that's the dreams of yesteryear that are now coming forth today.
That's amazing. And you said something that's interesting because, we look at agriculture because that's kind of the easiest thing for us to identify, right? Because you could have a really terrible area, but then you go out in that area and you kind of clean off the top of it, and then you turn over the soil, right? And once you turn over that soil, it's like, okay, now we have to put some nutrients in there, break it down a little bit, right? So now you got that, and now you have it ready. You set up the rows.
That's it.
And then you come with the seed, right? And you talked about that seed, and how that seed started when you was a baby. But see, it started even before then, because He said, I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. Yes. And that means everything that He put in that seed, the potential for everything that you do is there. That's correct. And here we are now.
And here we are.
And it's time for it to
germinate.
Come on out.
And burst through the soil.
Burst through soil. Y'all in trouble. She got some preaching for y'all. I got some teaching for y'all. That's part of the fivefold ministry. Good. We're going to be doing some things and having a good time. So April 6th, we want you to be ready. So be paying attention to the pages. We'll be giving you some assignments. Absolutely. We'll be sharing some information.
You got it.
We'll be supporting you. I have added about 9 or 10 people into the group who are already doing what you want to do. Yeah. There's a Dr. Ragland in the group. There's a number of different people. I said hers, but there were some other people in my mind. Asha Fields is in the group. There are people that are ready to help and assist you, because these are the people that's going to go through the rest of the story with you until you have your book in your hand or in the hands of those others that's going to consume it. Absolutely. So last words before or beginning words, because we're not even done.
We're just starting.
Just getting started.
Let's get it started.
No,
wait a minute. So what I want to say about your dream, I want you to home in on it. I want you to own it. I want you to take responsibility over it. God has entrusted it to your care and into your charge. He wants you to take it from out of your head, out of your bosom, and now begin to get it on paper. Now begin to converse about it. I found that the more we talk about a subject matter, the more we talk about a thing, we give it more life, we give it shape, we give it form. So that's a part of cultivating, because you're speaking words of life into it. The Bible says this: we speak life We speak those things that are not as though they were. So call it forth, whatever it is, whatever the book is, whatever the story is, whatever the dream is, begin to speak it and give it shape and form.
Call yourself an author.
Yeah, that's great. I like that.
You know, you're going to be calling yourself an author. I'm an author. and then there's so much more connected to that. Yes, so the dream, you know, the dream, the impossible dream. I don't know. But we see y'all on Broadway. But we will see you April 6th right here in Baltimore. Amen. She'll be singing. I'll be teaching. She'll be preaching. I'll be praying. We'll be doing some things. Yeah. But we're looking forward to seeing you. Amen. Hope you tell a friend. Remember, the friend that you tell has to already have a desire to do this. We're not looking for just filling the room with people who just want to fill the room. This is very different, y'all. Yeah. So I hope you got that by now. Mm-hmm. But Pam, yes, sir. This has been a cool full day. We've been all over the city.
All over the city.
And we're ready for them.
And we're ready.
And we ended right here at your alma mater.
Whoop, whoop,
Morgan State. My daughter actually is going to be singing for this event. She's here at Morgan State. She's a music major. No, actually, she's going to have a piano pianist. But she might do something Acapulco.
I ain't even mad.
I don't know. If she do something Acapulco, that's all good.
Acapulco.
So, yeah, Acapulco. It's like acapella with a little bit of flavor on it. So anyway, good seeing y'all. Yeah. And let's do this.
It's done.
That's what I'm saying. All right.
Very good.